Today, it's time for the news. Don't go anywhere. What is up, YouTube, and all of my fish keeping friends? How are you all doing out there in fish tank land? Of course, this is Joseph Harden from JH Aquatics, and, and today we're doing the news. Unfortunately, my internet failed on me yesterday in the middle of filming the news, and internet has been really poor, so I'm not sure how well this is going to go. I did a speed test and got about maybe 1.5 megabytes upload. So I'm gonna run with it, and it will get buffered out, and people can watch it later. I just wanted because I could kind of impromptu thing. So this is the news, and that's what it is. When it's over, I'm cutting the clock. Let's just go with it. I hope you guys are all having a good Sunday, and welcome to the chat. I see everybody in the chat so far. Mad Fish Diva, Matthew, Lumpy Dog, Aquarium Cop, Way of the Life Outdoor and Survival. What's up? Good to see you in here as well. All right, we're just going to cut right to it and go through the news here. The top of the news this week, we have Joey, King of DIY. Most of you know he has some shark eggs that he was waiting for it to hatch, and the shark eventually have hatched, and they are just now starting to eat, which is really cool. If you haven't seen any of these videos in regards to the sharks, they're really cute little sharks. But I'm just looking forward to watching them and seeing them as they grow and get bigger. And I'd like to see what tank they end up eventually. What tank they end up in eventually. Next on the list, I have Michael's Fish Room. He posted a really cool interview with a super fish nerd. She is the president of the Bucks County Aquarium Society, and she's also employee of API, which is, as most of you know, is Aquarium Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. They talked about her experiences 2 years now as the president of the Bucks County Aquarium Society, and they also went through her responsibilities and what she does working for API. I thought it was really cool. It was a funny interview. You know, Michael, he's always going to make you laugh a little bit. Next on the list, I have Aquarius Podcast. Most of you have been seeing Aquarius Podcast. He's been putting out a lot of really awesome podcasts with really talented individuals. His latest podcast was with Joel Christensen. They went through a lot of different things, got to talk in detail about his life, his upbringing in the food industry as a chef, as a cook, and they really talked about his experience, brought him into the fish keeping hobby, things like that. That was really cool. I definitely learned a few things about Joel that I did not know. Let's see. Next on the list is Jadron Aquatics again. Jadron Aquatics is back, and he's been putting out videos every week now in the last couple of weeks. This week, one just going over all of the changes in his fish room, and he also shared with us all of the different details to his fish room and how he really makes it go, how he makes his fish room work and run well and smoothly. So that was really cool. Let's see. A crazy thing, I was going through searching for the news this week. There was a lot of pond builds. According to my sources, I could be wrong, but I believe Aquarium Co-op is working on a pond in his backyard. I look forward to seeing that coming publicly to everybody, so we can check that out and see what it looks like. I'm really excited and interested about that. I'm sure it's going to be an awesome one fish for him. He's also working on a couple of ponds in his backyard for his guppy and platy breeding programs, and he just shared with us all the different things he does to set up his ponds, the different plants and things that he likes to add to the ponds. That was pretty cool. He's nice to see people making the best with what they have and putting together, working with what they have. It's really awesome. Heather Nielsen, she shared with us her pond that she's inherited. She bought a new house, or they're in the process of closing on a new home, and there's a pond in the backyard. But before they even close on the house, they've been taking the time to clean out the filtration system, try to increase some flow, and make the what look to be comet goldfish that are in the pond, make sure that they're healthy. So that was really cool to see them taking the time to take care of this pond, even though they haven't even closed on the house yet. Really kick it up a notch. I'm sure they're going to make it awesome. Um, Next one on the list in regards to ponds is Science Gal Aquatics. She's working on her pond that she has been closed down kind of for the winter time. So she kind of explains to us what she does seasonally to restart the pond and clear it out of all of the debris and leaves and things like that, and prepare it with dosing it with different chemicals to get it ready for fish. And then at the end of the video, she went ahead and took us out into the wild to a local park where she went to collect some local native fish to stock the pond with. That was pretty cool. My kind of thing. Let's see, another one, Michael's Fish Room. He's also working with his ponds, his grow out tubs that he has in his backyard for his guppy breeding programs. That was really cool seeing all his different ponds and how he treats them and manages them. And interesting that he mentioned a few times that he doesn't even really feed the guppies that he keeps in grow out tubs and ponds in the backyard. He kind of lets them live off of the algae and just make it naturally, which was interesting. I was surprised that he doesn't feed them. Let's see, another one on ponds. I believe it. Last but not least, we have Susan for SLC Aquatics. She's working on a pond in her yard. It's a preformed plastic pond liner, but she just kind of started the whole project out and figured out where she was going to set it up and started to dig the hole. But we'll have to see what comes of that. She didn't really get to finish it in that video. It looks like it's going to be a series. So look forward to seeing her next step, and like to see that pond in the hole and filled with water and stocked with fish. That's going to be cool to check that out. Let's see. Next on the list, I have Alluring Betas. If most of you have, if any of you have not checked him out or not subbed to him, he's a really cool channel. He's a beta fish breeder. Alluring Betas did his first live stream this week. On top of that, he finally completed the Lemons for Leukemia challenge and a video this week. I had challenged him to that Lemons for Leukemia challenge, and I had a few times. It took a little bit to do it. He's a busy guy. He is a flight attendant for American Airlines. So in the end, he actually had to take a couple of lemons while he was on the plane and do the Lemons for Leukemia challenge while in flight on an American Airlines flight. That was new and different for the Lemon Leukemia challenge for sure. And I'm not sure who he challenged or he tagged in that video. Next on the list, I have Ray's Aquaria. Ray's Aquaria did an awesome tank build from scratch. She went and purchased a really nice rim aquarium, all new substrate, hardscape, and a bunch of catappa leaves, West Indian almond leaves, and she put together a really sweet blackwater aquarium. I was really enjoyed that one, so I checked that out. Let's see who else we got on the list. I have Lucas for LR Brett's Aquatics. Lucas did a live stream this week, sharing with us his new fry rack and his beta fish rack that he built out, custom built in his guest room. It was really cool. It covers the whole wall. He used recycled some grow out containers that are used in laboratories for zebra danio breeding projects for DNA and genetics and stuff like that, which we all know that that zebra danios are used for genetic and DNA research and stuff like that. So it's really cool that he repurposed those, and he's going to use those in his grow out system, his rack. On top of that, he did receive a new phone. He's got an iPhone X, so his live streams are looking a lot crisper, a lot nicer, and I look forward to seeing him use that in the future. Let's see, next on the list, I have Dee from Down the Wormhole. She did a pretty cool video with her daughter this week. I thought it was super awesome working with her daughter with fish. I think it's really nice when we take the time to work with our children or work with youth with aquariums. Very, very good educational tool for them, I truly believe. And so she took her daughter with her out to the wild, out to a nice park. I think it was a national park or something like that. And they went out looking for local wild fish. It was just pretty sweet to see her daughter having fun in the water, netting up and catching local wild fish. And I definitely look forward to seeing them maybe get some of those fish and put them into an aquarium so we can get a little closer look at them. In world news this week, Oliver Knotts did a couple of really cool pieces of content. The one that really got me was his species spotlight on the Atlantic mud skipper. I'm totally sold on this mud skipper. It was more of like a paludarium-like aquarium with some rocks and stuff above the water. It was so cute to watch these mud skippers walk along the rocks with their fins and hop along the rocks. They were like little puppy dogs. This fish is definitely on my bucket list for sure. That's pretty much the news. There's so much more I'm sure I could come up with. I'm starting to see some other things. I miss a lot because if I make the news on Saturday, there's a lot of people that are crushing it and hustling it. This is their side hustle, so they work all week, and their videos end up coming out on Saturday night or Sunday morning because that's the time they have to edit and post. So I've been considering changing the day that I release the news so that I can get a hold of those videos on the weekends and make sure that they get into the news and don't get missed somehow at the end of the week through, in the loop. So it's really important for me to think about that. I just want to know that I do recognize that, and that I might have to be changing the date that I release the news so I can get everybody. There was definitely like Primetime Aquatics did a couple of nice videos. One, a tour on his fish room, and he also did a tour of a really awesome fish store. That was really cool. So many people doing awesome content. I have to kind of keep the news to a certain limit. Usually about 10 or 11, maybe 12 people that I include into the news when I do it. But just know that there's plenty of other videos that are awesome out there that I just, whether or not they make the cut doesn't mean that they're not good and that they're not enjoyable. It's not enjoyable content in my eyes anyways. In personal news, obviously the reason why I'm here today doing it this way is my Canon has finally bit the dust. It bit the dust in the middle of filming the news yesterday. The screen on the back is going out, on top of the fact that it's flickering really badly now. The sensor is overheating. It is an old camera. It's not an antique, but it is a Canon T2i. So it's seen its days. It's been through a lot, and I've definitely put it through a lot as well. So it looks really nice, but it is shot. The poor guy is done. I'm super, super lucky, though, as most of you know, with your support, support from many of the people here in the chat right now. With your support, I have managed to get a new camera just in time. Peru is right around the corner for me, and I knew, and the alarms are going off, red flags are going off, alarms are going off in my head. I knew that this camera wasn't going to make it very long, and I need something very reliable for the mountains of Peru. And all the content I'd like to get there. So I'm so appreciative. I have to say thank you to all of you out there that have supported me along the way with everything, and have supported me with the GoFundMe account that Priscilla MK had created for me. That was really, really awesome. It definitely got me in the heart. So I do have that camera coming. I've been watching the tracking. It should actually arrive here tomorrow, which is perfect timing. I have a chance to play with that a little bit and get to know the camera before I go to Peru. But besides that, in personal news, that's really it for me. It's all about getting ready for Peru and trying to create enough content before I leave that I still have some content releasing while I'm gone for you guys. And of course, you guys know about my Teespring campaign. I don't have any links set up for this. This was really impromptu, but it's really easy to find on Teespring. It's just JH Aquatics, but I do have my #FishFamNews t-shirt. I also have my original JH Aquatics t-shirt. And of course, you guys know about my Patreon account. Patreon is really the only way that I receive funding for my channel. It does support me. It helped buy the camera that is coming from Jimmy from Swisky Vision. So it is awesome. The Patreon is a really cool thing, and I look forward to making more content just for my Patreons as well. But that's pretty much it. I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching the #FishFamNews. It means so much to me, the time that you guys take to watch it, to make comments on it, to like it or dislike it. It works for me either way. Um, let me see here. I'm not going to just jump out of here just that quick. I will take a moment here and acknowledge people in the stream, in the chat, people that are hanging out and taking the time to comment right now. I do appreciate that. Ashley Claire, Multi-Tanks Addiction, Mountaintop Fish, Liberty Cichlids. Welcome to the chat. We have Mr. B, Fish and Things, Mad Fish Diva. Good morning. How are you? I hope you're enjoying your coffee. Hope all of you are enjoying your coffee. I skipped coffee a day already. It's been a little bit of a rough weekend and doing what I got to do. You know, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? Let's see. Matthew Moore, it's good to see you in here as well. Honeybee, Cecilia's Hobbies. So good to see you here in the chat. Let me scroll back up. Science Gal Aquatics, you made the news. It's good to see you here as well. Let's see, who else did I miss? Lumpy Dog, definitely. River Life, man. River Life, it's good to see you in here. We will collaborate soon. I'd love to do an interview with you. Really just to chat. Really positive guy, and I know that you know, it would be a fun chat, and I just like I like your energy. It's very positive and uplifting, and I think that people need to need more of that. Need more of that. Let's see, who else do we have in here that I might have missed? Oh boy, I think I got almost everybody in here, but it's so nice to have you guys here and hanging out with me. So this is just the hashtag FishFam News. I just wanted to get it out, put it together, and get it out for you guys this morning, one way or the other. I got the window open for the dogs, so you might hear some crazy cars or whatnot flying by. And it gives me some nice backlighting as well. It is early for me. It's just now coming on 9 o'clock. So I'm going to go eat and make coffee maybe and have breakfast. Just kind of waking up and put the suit on for you guys as a little touch. Let's see. But that's about it. This is really just this was just meant to be the news this morning, short and sweet, just as it is when I film it and edit it. It's about 3 to 5 minutes. I don't want it to be too long. Some people would like the news to be longer. I just try to keep it at a nice, happy middle ground. Don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be too short. But I want people to enjoy it and be able to move on with their day. You know, there's lots of other content and I can make other videos if I really want to do shout outs and spotlight people. You know, keep in mind the news is not meant to be a shout out, really. I'm definitely just, you know, combing the platform as hard as I can to find stuff that truly has value, whether it's even good production value. If it's got good information, that means more to me than anything. So I'm really just trying to keep you guys enlightened with other things that are going on, channels you might have missed. Every once in a while, I like to spotlight channels, you know, channels especially that are new, but it's the news, and to try to keep it as unbiased as popular. You might hear about some of the same people every once in a while, but honestly, that's because they're creating positive and valuable content. And it's hard to say no to them and put them in the news when it truly stands out. So let's see. I'm just looking through the chat just a little bit more. Thank you, Ashley, for posting the Patreon. That's sweet of you. I do appreciate that. Yeah, multi-tank addiction, Chris. It's 5:45, but I know you're getting ready for your stream, and that's why you're up. I hope you're got your coffee brewing over there. I look forward to checking out your stream. If most of you, you know, if you folks don't know about multi-tank addictions, I'm pretty sure that everybody in this stream right now or in this chat. Joel Aquarius, what's up? How are you? Yeah, I'm sure most of the people here in this chat know about multi-tank addictions, know about Chris over there with his live streams on Saturday and Sunday. I know he's traveling today, so he will be doing his live stream this evening, not this morning. Just a heads up on that for any of you that don't know that that's going to happen today. It will be this evening and not today because he's going to be on a little bit of a road trip. So keep that in mind. Knackered Aquarius, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Sunday. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep it sweet and short and sweet. And this is the news. I thank you guys so much for watching the hashtag FishFam News. And keep in mind, you can check out all these videos and comment, like, share, and sub them if you're not subscribed to them. But remember, guys, Keep your tanks clean, your fish fed, and have fun.